Alright, we are good. Alright, we're good. And hopefully we don't get shut down this time. I'm not going to touch any guns. I somewhat promise. Who's going to be the very first person to chat? Daniel Morales, you actually beat me to my own chat. What is up, my man? Stinky Pinky, how you freaking doing? Yo, Speaky Josh, how you freaking doing? Call sign special, what's up, my man? Yo, how's everyone freaking doing today? I've got a Mountain Dew, of course. Sup, motherfuckers? Yo, what is up, my bro? Just Mountain Dew maxing, basically. I have, like, a bunch of my airsoft gear just off camera. Like, just everything set up here for what I'm taking to Mission Airsoft tomorrow. I'm filming for my next review video over the LCT RPK. Hi, Scott. Glad I got to catch you live. Yo, Allison Kerr, how you freaking doing, bro? Yeah, I'm not sure how long I want to stream. I want to stream for, like, I really want to push the limits and try to see how long I can go without being, like, totally out of it. Because I don't want to sound like Hassan here, but after a while, I just don't want to stream anymore. It's like I get peopled out almost, but it's more or less because I have no idea what else to do. And all my ideas, I think, are like really dumb sometimes, but I love like the crazy shit that you guys come up with. I gotta pack up my stuff for tomorrow. I'll be there with an RPK and a bunch of other LCT AKs. I think I'm taking an ENL AKS 70 AKMS. I'm filming for my RPK video, so I'm taking a bunch of AK stuff just so I cover everything. Let's see, something motherfuckers. So, newest video just released on the USAirsoft channel over the top 10 unique airsoft loadouts. And if you haven't seen it yet, then I want to watch it here, give a little bit of a reaction, because this was such a pain in the ass not to put together, but to put it onto YouTube. And it's because of YouTube's new rules that I think they're completely going overboard, and it's screwing with us a little bit. I want to airsoft, but my car's broke down, so no pew-pewing for me. Coco Willow! Get yourself a bicycle, a little bicicleta. Put everything on your back, and it'll be a workout, my bro. Dude, call sign special, how you doing? I'll see you tomorrow, Scott. Yo, DJ, how you freaking doing, my dude? It's great to have everybody here. Thank y'all very much for tuning in. Not seen it yet, so go for it, Scott. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the video here in a second. Just wanted to just say hi to everybody, see how everyone's doing. If anyone's got any awesome plans, let's hear it. Fight me, yo. I think you would flatten me, my man. Look at me. I haven't been to the gym in like 2 weeks because whenever I got sick, I just did not feel like going to the gym. I'm gonna need some hype to get me back in the gym today. I really want to go back in. The field is a 3-hour drive. Sounds like bitching to me. Sounds like a bunch of excuses, bro. Put everything on your back. Let's get those. Let's get your weight up. Nah, dude. It sucks. It really does to hear. It really sucks to hear Coco Willow. Right now it's like 100 degrees pretty much every day in Texas. So if I didn't have to film the gameplay and the footage I needed tomorrow, I probably wouldn't be going out to the field. Now that I'm getting older, I'm believing more and more into the idea of an airsoft season. Because when it's like 100 degrees here in Texas, it's miserable. Everyone's going home with sunburns. You don't want to lift up any heavy gear at all. Like an 8-pound gun is too heavy. I need to get back into the gym too. Bro, I need to go. I was just about to get to the point where I was like super happy with myself, and then I just let myself go. Hello, Scott. I'm surprised I made it to this early, eh? Well, I have this story to tell since then. Dude, let us hear it. Yo, Scott, I missed like 3 lives. What did I miss? We were just kind of like just chilling for the most part. The last one got shut down because honestly, it was totally my fault. I kind of wanted to push the boundary and see what I could get away with. I could not get away with very much. I got the new Archwick APC 9K. I don't have it set up here. I should have set it up here, but like my stands are not with me at home. They're not with me at home right now. We're cleaning up this place. We're having a big party here for family. So I had to, as you might have noticed, there's no guns like stacked up behind me. I got to put away a bunch of my airsoft gear. So from what I have on the floor down here, from what I'm taking to Mission Airsoft, that's basically it. Everything is put away in storage at the moment. And I've been thinking more and more lately about if I should sell off a chunk of my airsoft collection. Because I did a head count over every airsoft gun that I have, every single thing. And maybe I'll put it on the screen. I don't think we really need to do that. My current collection is at 115. This is everything, and it's a little substantial. I figured I had like 115 or like 120, so I was about on the money. I have 115, so I have zombies. What the Sigma? Fuck, rough. Nah. So I have a hell of a collection, and I'm wondering if I were to sell off a chunk of my collection, if I could pay off my car like in just one big ass payment. But the only problem I have is almost everything in my collection is stuff that I want to keep. I can go anywhere in this collection list and be like, nah, I want to keep that. My G&G MG42 ain't going anywhere. My Tokyo Marine SPAS 12 ain't going anywhere. My SCS M1 Grand is one of my favorites. My G&G FNC, that thing's super hard to find. I love that gun. So it's like my Jagarm scatter gun is a piece of garbage, so no one wants that. So I'm having a bit of a crisis. I don't need 115 replicas. I want to return someday. It's been freaking awesome. Don't mean to be a bother, bro. I know you've been busy and all, a drought set, but I was wondering. Oh, yes. I actually tried to send that out, and they sent it back. I don't know what exactly happened. They said it was a problem on my side, not with your address. So I need to go back and try it again. I got a refund, so that's not a problem. But yes, I need to get that out to you, my man. I'm sorry about that. It's just been so freaking annoying trying to ship out anything with UPS because they either cancel my orders, don't want me in their store, or this, which is totally weird. I don't think that should ever happen again. May 25th was the best grand opening I've ever been to. The airsoft field that was opening soon finally opened. I went there, FOV Airsoft, and generally had a great time. I want to return someday. It'll be freaking awesome. Dude, that sounds really good, my man. Hopefully, like, you keep going and you keep enjoying it. Let's see. Okay, so I know that we're doing, let me go ahead and go from Big Scott mode to Little Scott mode. And let me pull up YouTube. And let me make sure everything's good. I guess we're streaming. Yeah. Just make sure that everything's running right. And this video, by the way, I don't expect it to make very many views. I really don't. At the moment, I don't expect much of what I make to make any views at all.
Why do you have two RPGs?
We're kind of stuck in a weird limbo situation that is starting to get very annoying. Oh, I realize I'm missing something here. I need to grab some headphones. I hope so too. Once I get my own car and all, I'll be able to go much more. Dude, it opens up a whole world for you. Does your head get hot while playing airsoft with all your long socks? I don't wear much long socks. I just noticed I am missing my headphones. Let me look for those real quick. I'll be right back. Give me one moment. Give me one sec. Yep, there they are. Totally forgot about these. It's actually just kind of hot in here regardless. Not even in airsoft wise. Okay. Alright. And we're good. Socks. Bro. You don't even know how like absolutely sexy my socks are. No long hair. I said locks. You did say locks, yeah. I thought you said socks. I was like, I don't wear long socks anymore. Not really. Not really. I've been thinking about cutting it. I really have, but I don't know. Like, I'm like still on the fence if I want to cut my hair or not. I want to donate it, But now I'm having people tell me not to donate my hair because it doesn't go to the people I think it goes to, which is a little concerning. Let me go ahead and get this in full screen.
You can just sit down.
And okay, so yeah, I had such a problem getting this uploaded. We'll talk more about that if anyone really cares to hear about that. I guess a little bit later on.
I love when
I am not having headphones go to my ear here right now. I'm just need to fix the audio real quick.
I can just sit.
Why is audio not going to my headphones? Which device do you plug in? Headphones? Yes.
Sit down and make.
Hello? OBS? Output device. Tell me if this does something weird.
Something.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that's loud. Okay, tell me if the audio is like way too loud or if it's like total. Like, let me make sure on my side. Microphone sounds good. Okay, I can't stay for long. I gotta go somewhere. I'll see you next time. Not a problem at all, my man. YouTube has new gun vid rules. Yeah, they absolutely do. Is it here now? Let us watch. Yo, it was a pleasure meeting you at the grand opening of Battle Lab in Las Vegas. I'm curious when you're posting the footage. I'd love to see. I do have plans. I want to release that. All good. Okay, thank you very much, Call Sign Special. I do want to release it already. I'm going to be incorporating that footage into my High Ground Summer Palooza footage.
Holla get dollar.
Yo, what just happened? I was just about to start the video too. Who dares stop this video? Yo, laptop repair funds. I'm turning your thing into a 60, my man. Yo. Aliston Kerr, can we get a W in the chat for Kerr? I want this man to feel love right now. Dude, thank you very much, Kerr. Damn, I think we're at... Because I had to dip into the donation fund a little bit because I got stranded. But I think we're at 120, I think, right now. And then I could probably put like my own after I get paid. Dude, big love out to Aliston Kerr. Big love out to you. Stream gets taken down for showing illegal weapon modifications. Dude, I swear to God, Coco Willow, it happens. It really freaking happens. If you haven't seen on my Instagram, the videos are getting hit for illegal weapon modifications, and I finally got a timestamp from YouTube reps, and I posted it on Instagram, and it makes no sense. I'll show you exactly what part in this video it says shows illegal weapon modifications. It's really, really stupid.
I love when I can just sit down and make something that can show off just a bit of what our community has going on.
I love the stabilizer.
This is the Airsoft Top Series, and today I'm focusing on loadouts, preferably the more unique and standout ones. And thanks to the USAirsoft Facebook page.
This right here, I don't want to be pause, go. But this loadout right here makes me want to put together like a countdown over just funny loadouts. Let me know in the chat if you like the idea of that. Heard all about it. Shameful YouTube. It is really ridiculous, Kerr. W shirt, but should have showed up in Naruto cosplay. Clearly the better anime. I don't know, man. Dragon Ball gets me wanting to go to the gym. So maybe a little bit after the live stream, I'll watch some Kai, and then I'll really want to go to the gym.
The Airsoft Heretics group and the Airsoft kit and custom pages, and even thanks to a couple emails, we have a big show for you all.
Love these guys.
If you're looking for some inspiration for your next kit, then you're going to find it
I need to get this patch.
So let's go ahead and get into it. This is the...
From right here at 30, what is it, like second 35 or 36 to 49. This segment for the next 13 seconds shows illegal weapon modification. Don't know where they see that, but it's YouTube, so they don't need a real explanation. So picture this, for the next 13 seconds, this is why this video is not able to get monetized.
The top 10 unique airsoft loadouts, which of course is brought to you by evic.com, who sponsor all the awesome stuff that we do here. When you need anything for your loadouts, then just be sure to use our exclusive eVic link that you can find in the description of.
And that's a little over, but that's where I showed all the illegal weapon modifications. So obviously they're not checking these videos anymore. They're just like, oh, fuck it. Just hit him with whatever, just so he can't get monetized. It's pretty stupid. Go for it, Scott. I would love to watch the funny loadouts. Dude, I think I should do that. I really do. I want to do a Milsim-oriented countdown, and I want to do a funny one.
Of this video. And a special thank you goes to ENL, who are also sponsoring this episode. They recently just released their E-Platinum line of all-steel AKs.
Thank you very much,
I've
ENL.
been really loving them. They still have the same
I don't have any
and
right here right now
exteriors that ENL is known for, but now with brand new gate asters.
The illegal weapon mod is the
I'm really liking the look of the AK-105, but feel free to check out any of the newest ENLs at your local retailer. If you're looking for the most realistic AK AEGs that you can find right
I wanted
now.
to take that
But with that
AKS
said,
for you out.
Let's get into the 10th spot that's held by a fellow player and cosplayer named Callsign Rainbow. Of course, you should have expected a Mandalorian kit to be featured here. So let's break this one down.
We had a
from
lot
the
of Star Wars
beautiful
builds
lands of
we did.
Sweden. Starting at the top,
A lot of people like this one in the
Airsoft
submission pool.
fast helmet with a tier non-galactic bounty hunter face mask, which is of
Show
course
the execute.
generically named to avoid copyright problems.
Pretty
Then the
please.
chest rig.
Levi,
is a
we'll have some
generic
giveaways.
Chinese knockoff of the
Actually, I'm staring at 2 boxes that a really, really cool fan gave us to donate on the USAirsoft channel. So I've got 2 of those. They're like Ares Strikers. And I think I have another thing to give away, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. Probably it's either got to be an AK or something else. But we for sure have 2 Ares Strikers that I'll be giving away soon, thanks to a really awesome dude.
Galactac tactical ballistic armor, created a few years back. Some slight modifications were done here and there for comfort and personality, but Rainbow also rebuilt one of the arm braces to work with a Nerf Mandalorian blaster, so he could fire Nerf darts from it whenever he doesn't have his AAP-01 or his Navrich SSR-90 Gen 2. The thigh plate...
I'm sorry, but this guy cannot be able to see. It looks like he has his P90 with a riser and a tall riser, if that, and he probably still can't really use it. It looks really good. It really does look good. And the submission pool like this a lot, but I don't think he's able to really use this sight.
It's our 2 Ammo Max drop leg plates, on which Rainbow added a CTM holster for his AAP-01. His leg/shin guards are Oregon brush clearing leg protectors. And then lastly, he has a generic
video has
assortment
600
of
views
tactical
already.
Pouches on a belt.
So that's pretty good for a
among
demonetized
other things,
video.
Magazines and grenades. With a digital urban camo combat shirt and pants that were re-dyed in pink to fit the aesthetic. Rainbow has always been a huge Star Wars fan since way before the Mandalorian series was even thought of. So with his love for the color pink and of Boba Fett, this idea came together pretty easily. And since 99% of the games that this player joins in are all in CQB...
Okay, now actually I can see. So he's got... It looks like a mount on a mount. So it's like double rised. Unless I'm like smoking crack here, I think he's like... This thing is double raised. Yeah, that bore axis is crazy because the barrel... You can see in the defocused part of this. Actually, that's the flashlight. So yeah, the barrel is like at around here, and the sight is all the way up here. You aim for the chest and you get a crotch shot.
Bright colors like pink don't matter at all, and that is not
Hey,
a
quick
bad way
steady
to
aim.
spend $600.
You're right. I'm an idiot.
Especially if you're having fun with it. I had a lot of Star Wars loadouts submitted, and I mean a lot of them, like these Imperial Arm kits from Marcus and his friend. Then we had this Rebel Alliance Heavy kit by Anders, and this awesome Imperial Scout Trooper by Matt.
3D printing was like the best thing that ever happened to Airsoft in general.
Again, we see the AAP-01 being one
I
of
hit
the most...
I hit the like button when it dropped, but was on the other live stream, so couldn't watch it. You're totally fine, my man.
Universal pistols in Airsoft with a 3D printed EC-17 Scout Trooper holdout blaster kit and an AirTac HPA shot shell adapter. while Matt has a Black Series Scout Trooper helmet with his fiberglass armor completing the look. And all around, this is a really good kit.
I like this one a
I
lot.
want to make it clear that a lot
And this is another reason as to why I want to do the funny airsoft loadouts one, because this guy
of
is
people
ridiculous.
submitted for this show. So consider some of these as bonuses. I just didn't want to be scummy.
He's like so on point with the Peterson. I think it was the Pedersen footage. He's like so on point with the with the stance here.
And named this episode like the top 34 airsoft loadouts or something like that. I had way more than I could feasibly talk about turned in. But I will mention a few as we go along, like this kit by Nico, who's apparently trying to top me at my own game with his own Chris Fane inspired loadout. Funny enough, he got his liar mask from the same artist that I did.
I should have submitted my own loadout and just gave myself top spot.
And it's the
Let's
second
just be real
mask
here.
that I intend to get made for myself. I really want to get a spit it out.
Yo, Levi, thank you very much,
Moving
my
on,
man.
we head into the 9th spot with something from the Halo franchise, thanks to the mangy mutt of the Halo airsoft community. There weren't too many Halo loadouts this time, but I'm happy to have this one on the show from West Virginia.
We had a lot of cosplayers turn in this time around. I'm noticing that more and more whenever I do like loadout oriented countdowns, that we're getting a lot of attention from the cosplay community. And I have seen some comments people don't like that because they don't consider them real airsofters. Usually I just say like get good. So yeah, I don't care at all.
Consisting of a Master Le Mans ODST helmet that has been rigged with a small voice modulator speaker system to give off the nice sci-fi helmet voice. The mangy mutt customized his Hatch Centurion riot vest to support Molly webbing. That way he could get the bulk of the riot vest, but still have the modularity for pouch placement like running a plate carrier. The rest of the kit is made up of Hatch Riot shin and knee guards, a generic rigid tactical belt with shoulder suspender system, which holds his handgun of choice, a dump pouch, a few extra magazine pouches, and a tomahawk pouch for his Cold Steel Trainer Trench Hawk melee piece. As you can clearly see, the mangy mutt...
This is so cool. Like, Halo isn't even like my favorite game series, but this is so cool that someone can do this. And I really need to make an ODST kit. There's a lot of examples for you to take inspiration from now, which is great, like really, really great. But this isn't even the best thing I think in my that he has. There's so much Halo stuff coming out.
Went the extra mile and added a highly customized MA40 AEG.
JDX,
that has
I
been
know,
featured
I know.
on this channel before. Then he has an Elite Force Glock 17 Gen.
This is so damn cool. And I can see that now. I can see that it's built on a Tavor. And that this is like... I can't quite tell from the markings right here. But I wonder what this was built on originally. This looks really, really cool. But man, I want to see some Killzone stuff so bad.
That's been equipped with a Foundry Airsoft injection molded polymer.
See you later, Levi. Thank you very much for tuning in, my man. At least, if you could, leave a like on the stream. It always helps out, my man.
M870 with a 3D printed body kit resembles the M90 pump shotgun from Halo Combat Evolved. But that's not finished yet. The inspiration for a kit like this...
I saw that,
would be
JDX.
that
I actually
Halo
saw that.
Combat Evolved was the mangy mutt's first ever video game that he ever played. He couldn't understand the story when he played it, but he was hooked. Now he owns every game and every book, and he has his own Halo-themed loadout that's actually functionable for the game of Airsoft. And to make this dream come together, it took $2,000, but it was worth every penny to this diehard.
That's honestly a pretty big dime for that loadout, too. I know there's always like one loadout that like someone has to be an ass about in the comments. That might be the one, because 2K, that is a big number. And I'm sure like that was to get it to this point too, like stuff that he added then swapped out and got better parts for. So that's a big
hard fan.
That's
and
a big
I'm sure
price tag.
That someone out there is
Thank you very
now
much, Levi.
feeling the urge to make
Mr.
their
Turska,
own
how you
Halo
freaking
loadout
doing?
just a little bit more. Next up, I've got two realistic kits that should scratch that itch for those watching and waiting
I love this camo.
for stuff like Mr. RJC's British World War II loadout. This isn't a 100% accurate depiction of the actual kit, as it's a combination of different loadouts mentioned by RJC himself. But in terms of clothing, he's using post-war pattern 1953 battle dress for the jacket and webbing. Then he has a repro Brody helmet with helmet webbing, and a genuine pattern 37 webbing with a bayonet frog and a repro officer's pistol holster. Then I absolutely have to show off this duo North Korean and
This is so cool. This is so cool. Honestly, I've never seen someone actually pull off these loadouts. This is kind of why I wanted to do a Milsim oriented loadout countdown next, because like these guys killed this
Korean kit submitted by Jake of the Airsoft Kit and Customs Facebook group. Both of these are really freaking cool, and I can't say that I've ever seen either.
Yo, how's
portrayed
Italy,
by
my man?
anyone else. However, at the 8th spot, I would like to introduce Sam of the UK. Based on what was worn for Operation Eagle Claw conducted by Delta Force in 1980, it's essentially a civilian/plainclothes kit when you really look at it. The main items here are the modified M65 jacket and the SRU-21 survival vest. The jacket was bought as a standard OD M65, then dyed black, with various internal and external modifications, including a concealed US flag on the left shoulder,
He's just happy to
an
be
internal MP5, and 1911 magazine pouches. And the survival vest has been modified with pockets on the front to hold either CAR-15 or MP5 magazines. The webbing is mostly standard Alice webbing with 2 magazine pouches, 2 canteen and first aid pouches, a rubber K-bar knife, and a rigger-made style SMG magazine.
What did I say? What was that? I used a hard R there too. What did I say?
Magazine pouch. The holster is a custom drop leg modified from a 1980s leather Bianchi hip holster. Aside from that, the kit is just Levi pants, a t-shirt,
The
a
IC
black
is
wool
cheap
knit
here.
cap, and a DBDU scarf with a dummy set of PVS5 night vision goggles. For replicas, Sam is using a Jade.
I want to do, like, I've seen like the really legit Surefire flashlight setup. Also, I really want this mount really badly, but I've seen like the legit Surefire top mounted enormous flashlight thing. I've wanted to do that really badly on some of my MP5s, but I also want to build like a Black Ops 1 MP5K. If you've ever seen that, it's like the prototype MP5K. Let me do it. Prototype. Like, I want to build this really badly. I'll take this photo. Like, I want to do this really badly with the straight magazines, because Evic has these magazines in stock right now, and someone made this handguard already on Shapeways, and I think it's free. So yeah, I just need this, and I need the straight magazines. I don't think I'd put a suppressor on it. I mean, I could if I want to, but I just think that the original, like this look, that just looks really cool. That looks so different to me, and I just love the look of this. I really love the look of that.
AG MP5SD, modified with an old-style MP5 stock, a Classic Army SEF lower receiver,
Yeah,
and
it
a
is Sam
custom-made
Fisher.
Streamlight torch mount above the receiver. The pistol is an AA M1911A1 with various components added from an AA MEU SOC. Lots of acronyms that are being just thrown around here, but the inspiration dates back to being a kid and flipping through the
Like, hot take though, the MP5K sucked really badly in Black Ops 1. I always thought like the Scorpion, the Uzi, the MAC-10, and the MP5K were kind of shit, honestly. The AKS-74U and that was just so damn good. And then the MPL, the Spectre, maybe not the PM63 as on level, like top level, but the AK-74U was just so damn good that it just like made everything else irrelevant in that category, which is a huge shame, because like the balancing of a lot of the guns in that game was just copy and paste, and for certain guns that just did not work.
those Guns of Special Forces books.
Nah, it was
Further
good.
inspiration
You're
and
right, bro.
reference
I'm
material
just tweaking.
Came from the Silent Warrior Foundation interviews with a guy who was actually on the operation, which is fascinating stuff when it comes
That's what
to
it
the
had,
early
actually
days
good
of
balance.
modern SOF kit. In total, Sam says that the kit probably cost him between 600 to 700 pounds. The real trouble was the amount of customization and time spent hunting for several different things on eBay. I've always loved this kind of Cold War kit, and this isn't the only one that
I would
was
say
turned
I would say that too, JDX. Black Ops 2, honestly, was like one of my favorites. Black Ops 1 is my favorite Call of Duty. Black Ops 2 got it correct when it came to multiplayer.
in. I really like this 80s African war mercenary kit by Jeffrey as well. Needless to say, another episode just for loadouts is desperately needed, even if it's back to back. At the 7th spot though, Tommy from Connecticut turns in one of the most budget-friendly kits at around $300. This enthusiast
I
took
love
his
this.
love for Mike Magnolia's Hellboy and BPRD comics to a whole new level. Tommy wanted to build
And if his little cousin was here, he'd be like losing his mind right now because he, for whatever reason, really wants me to buy one of these like pilots hats.
a unique or sci-fi loadout that no one has ever done before.
Mr. Turska,
And
go
after
for it, man.
getting into the BPRD or Plague of Frogs comics, he found what he wanted to create. He decided to be the first in the world, as far as he could check, to make an airsoft
Kerr, I actually want to check that out then. 9-hole did it?
kit which resembles the uniform of some of the military agents in the Bureau of Paranormal Research and Defense. And to get fully equipped to fight Wendigos and take on the end of the world, he started with a leather aviator's cap with custom earpieces and mouthguard with repurposed welding goggles. Then for the torso, we have a load-bearing harness with a mess of utility pouches, knives, and a revolver for class. Then for the arms,
I do like this top,
Tommy
too.
added on some Krav Maga forearm guards, elbow pads, and gloves with black gaiters, knee pads, and boots. Of course,
What
it's
the
low
fuck,
cost
JDK?
without being zip tied together. It's
I'm gonna get Chidori'd back into like the ground if I'm gonna get like tased, dude.
different, but not
He's gotta have like the really, really shitty contact sharing guns as well.
overboard. And I can see this being used effectively for airsoft and at a convention to draw in a lot of attention. And I have to say, that's a great mix. As someone who's gone up against this next guy before while at ACS Airsoft's last Noob Day event, I would like to introduce Josh, or Golem, of Kentucky. I intend to show off my footage from that event in a review soon. A rather negative review since I was having replica problems the entire event, but as for this juggernaut, this is operated primarily at Josh's home field of Camp Victory in Springfield, Ohio, by a team named G2 Tactical. This
Guy was so cool, by the way, whenever I met him. We played like a full-on juggernaut event at ACS. There was like 4 of them, I think. I might be wrong about that. And they were killing everybody. But with them on the field, it was like really, really cool. I filmed a little bit of stuff back and forth with everybody. But yeah, whenever I get my video put out, it is not going to be very, very positive. I'm using all the footage from that in a review. It was for the LCT stainless steel AK. That thing wouldn't feed anything I had. So I was having gun problems the entire time, no matter what. So I'm going to be using all that footage for the review.
beast of a loadout is used mainly with a classic Army M133 micro gun and a full auto
I would go with the Saiga 12 just because that's really freaking awesome. 1886. We had some older loadouts in here.
capable Novrich SSP-18, along with an Ares M320 grenade launcher as a little extra. Again, I see the rubber tomahawk on the list, and we have a TS Blades
Wearing all this, right? Imagine wearing all this, and you only get hit right here and in the back of the head, like just drilled in the back of the head.
Huntsman knife. Josh has always been a fan of the heavy armored defender role, and the primary inspiration comes from the Army of Two games. So with $700, this all pieced together with time. And this might seem brief, but that's all that Josh wrote. But thanks for being awesome at Noob Day, Josh. Your crew really brought even more excitement to the field. And hopefully you'll see yourself and your team in the review video that I'm currently working on. But next up from Germany, we have the 5th spot, held by Der Panzer. Following up one juggernaut with another, Der Panzer made everything you see himself, except for the static cam arm, which
I am seeing, I mentioned earlier, I'm seeing so many of these static cam arms used for airsoft that at this point I'm curious on just how much they are. Because I don't see these being, like, cheap. Let's see if I can find, like, one that looks like what they had. It's gotta be... Trying to think. What would I type in to look for something like this? Alien smart gun cam arm. I'm trying to think of if I could get an idea of what the hell it is exactly. Because whenever I get told what it is, I get told it's a static cam arm. So if I type that in exactly, I get all sorts of stuff. I can't see it being cheapest thing. This, I would assume like this is going to be like $1,000. And this is obviously not the right one. So I don't know what exact, like which one you would exactly look up for this kind of thing. Damn, that's a fire kit. It is a really good looking kit. It was really a good looking kit. But yeah, I'm curious on how expensive just that like boom arm would be. But I'm not sure exactly what I would have to look up to find that.
Which his heavily modified M249 swivels on. A German riot police helmet with a face shield and a custom AC unit.
Like, that's not that
with
bad.
The look. But everything else was made by Der Panzer himself, just to get the exact look that he wanted. This was all put together to spice up boring game days, he says. And this kit is very well loved at the fields that he attends. At the cost of $1,600 and over 70 pounds, this is definitely a workout to even operate. I see juggernaut setups now and then, but
this photo is so damn hard.
These two really stood out to me, along with the judges. But just let me know in the comments.
Is that a flamethrower? Yeah, it's a mock flamethrower.
One you like more. Both are great, but I know things like the mock flamethrower on Der Panzer's setup or the more maneuverable setup that Josh has might sway some people.
Okay, chat, real quick. Golem or Der Panzer? Who gets this? Like, who has the better juggernaut loadout, you think? Golem or Der Panzer? I have to say, like, I let a lot of other people actually judge these. So it's, like, as fair as can be. I think I agree with the judges on this one. I like Der Panzer's just a little bit more. It looks more refined, you know? It's got more stuff going on. It looks more intimidating. And this dude, unless this guy's, like, 4 foot nothing, this dude's huge. He's got to be, like, 7'5" or something. This dude's huge. Der Panzer, I think chat's going to agree. Like, Der Panzer takes this one.
Holla holla get dollar.
Yo, what was that? That always scares the shit out of me when someone donates. Yo, callsign Joker was wondering when I was supposed to receive the giveaway from... What? I shot you an email and I haven't heard back. Callsign Joker, what the hell is going on with my UPS? Because I shipped out... Because I did ship out... Who was it? Panzer. Yeah, everyone's saying Panzer. First off, thank you very much, Callsign Joker, for letting me know about that. I know where I shipped it out from. But I had DJs returned, and they called me about that. So I guess I need to go back and see what the hell happened to everyone's giveaways, because I have so many people whenever I give away stuff never email me again, or it goes into the spam folder, which is a huge pain in the ass that I have to go through all that. But I have no problem with like trying to correct this stuff. That's never an issue. Um, so usually I'm used to people never messaging me like, "Hey, thank you very much for it," or "That's it." You know, it just goes and I never hear about it again. So now I'm happy that you actually messaged me about that because that means I need to go back to UPS and kind of raise some hell because either I get denied, kicked out of the store, but there's one store like 20 miles from me that will ship out with me, no questions asked. But maybe it's not the best thing if they're gonna screw it all up. Slow and hard hitting. What the fuck? Panzer for the body, Golem for the helmet. I can understand about that. I'm surprised there's no Toon Fortress 2 loadouts. Yeah, I haven't seen very many at all. Call sign Joker though, thank you very much for letting me know. I'm gonna call them in the morning and figure that shit out. I will check my email for you. So I'll compare the addresses and I'll figure that out for you. If anything, I'll get a tracking number whenever I go back and figure that out, and I'll send you that tracking number so we can make sure that there's no problems with that. Thank you very much for letting me know about that, though, my man. Also, let me know when you get it.
But these two really stood out to me, along with the judges. But just let me know in the comments which one you like more. Both are great, but I know things like the mock flamethrower on Der Panzer setup or the more maneuverable setup that Josh has might sway some people. Next, we have the most
if you're playing Spy in like the Airsoft world, you're gonna get drilled.
Elaborate and extensive loadouts. Out of the hundreds of loadouts submitted, like this Terracotta Warrior by Shoguns of Hong Kong,
I love this
these
one.
last four were the most liked by the communities that they were submitted in.
But there's one thing I only noticed after the video was done, and I feel like a dummy. Look at the hair. Chat. Look at the hair. What's the most overused kit that's not multicam M4 in your opinion? I might get grilled by the chat, but I am starting to get very tired of all the post-apocalyptic builds. I see so many of them, and it's almost to the point where I can't tell what's a lazy post-apocalyptic loadout and what's a really intricate one. Whenever I look at the part, because we had some turned in for this show, and I saw the parts list and what they did to them, and I could understand where they got placed in the countdown, because they had like a whole lot of handmade parts and they were weaving their own stuff and they were making all sorts of stuff themselves. Like, I can understand that, but I see so many post-apocalyptic builds that it's kind of done. It's been done so much, and I just feels like such an asshole by saying that.
So starting off, we have Adam of Adam Dronberg Studio from Maryland, accompanied.
Like, this is a post-apocalyptic loadout, but you'll see why this is not like any of the others you've ever seen before.
By some of the best photos for the show, Adam was looking for a different type of post-apocalyptic loadout. A loadout type that even I will admit has been done quite a lot lately. He's done and seen all the more common and casual Americana wasteland getups, but wanted something more cultured. Something that would make it look like his character has traveled long distances and had many stories to tell.
Thank you very much for that, Lost.
So after walking around a second chance, a massive story.
Like, of all the post-apocalyptic stuff you've ever seen, have you ever seen anything like this at all? I remember seeing this at Rev. Yeah, he was at Rev.
In Baltimore that resells building salvage and other stuff. Adam found
I guess Coco Willow has seen something
chandelier
like this.
pieces and thought, I could probably make a hat out of that. He then researched
Mr.
various
Turska,
cultures
let's bring back more of that.
Kazakhstan, Mongolia, and Singapore to pull in some more unique looks and give the kit impressions that he wanted. Then came the crafting, which began with an old army duffel bag for the skirt.
The shoes are on point.
Then
I don't
the
know what
linen
you're talking
fabric
about.
That was bleached and dyed. Then we have a German surplus belt that was cut in half lengthwise and adorned with
Elite
cream.
Raptor, how you freaking
Then
doing,
there's
my
a leather
dude?
belt that Adam made and decorated with brass cabinet hardware. We have a hip chain with painted key rings joined together, a gourd drinking flask, and a small telescope that Adam traded for at Rev. We have several different types of dyed and distressed fabrics, various leather scraps and fur used to make the shawl. All the leather pouches were homemade from scratch, and others are highly modified military surplus from different eras and countries.
I will say a good way to end up really high up on the list in any of the countdowns is if you're making a lot of stuff yourself. If you're sewing your own fabrics, if you're creating, this dude made his own hat out of a chandelier, or two chandeliers actually. If you're making a lot of handmade parts yourself or doing conversions that no one else has, that's what's going to get you really high up on the list. I hear a lot of sore losers like say it's because I know certain people, but I don't judge these for the most part. I've judged like a couple of them myself, but I try letting other friends of mine, other enthusiasts, and even longtime like people in the airsoft industry judge on who should be on the top. I'll give them the list of the parts and I'll show them photos and stuff like that. But like people will get really pissed off whenever their normal bland ass 1911 doesn't end up on like the top spot. I've been removed from a few groups. But then whenever I show off what the competition was and it's like all handmade parts and all sorts of crazy stuff, like I can't care. Like if you're cool about it, you're chill about it, you're like everybody else in the submission pool, you're gonna be fine. If you put a lot of work into it and you tell me about it and you express why your stuff is like so different, it stand out, it's got a whole lot of interior parts all different, you're gonna do well on this series.
The little dangly bits and bedazzlements are mostly junk.
Mr. Turska, I will see you, man. Thank you very much for watching.
The
Good
shirt
night
and
to you.
pants are old Ren Fair garb that Adam also re-dyed to better match the aesthetic. Then the PPSH that he uses is cobbled together from an S&T with a real wood stock that was stripped and restained.
The grenades are awesome. These grenades are awesome. And that stock looks so good.
To make it look more worn. Typically though, Adam goes on the field without a gun to trade his way up to something more
No,
manageable.
I know what you're talking about. I know about the olive oil. I saw that in their new products. And Coco Willow, this probably looks very familiar now. No, I know exactly what you're talking about. I know about the olive oil on on Evic. I check out new products on Evic pretty much every day.
All the distressing is done with leather gels, fabric paint, dye, and fuller's earth. Finally, the hat is actually from two different chandeliers that he attached together.
Baseball.
It stays on his head with a suspension ratchet system that he pulled out of an old hard hat. And that's just a list of the big details. The rest could go on for much longer. Adam?
I'm more and more concerned about the giveaway products. As this goes on, now that I'm seeing that message, I'm more and more concerned about like our giveaways. You should have got that so freaking early. And now it's honestly kind of pissing me off.
Adam really went all out for his favorite type of game. And with this loadout, he doesn't find any reason
Shot me
to
point
run or
blank.
dodge incoming.
Well, now that guy's not on the countdown. I'll censor his face out, Coco Willow. You have bought his censorship, so don't worry about it. I'll take him out of my video. We have to blame you entirely for that, though.
Fire, as he states, if you want people to leave you be, walk confidently and wear a big hat. And since so much of this getup was handcrafted and sourced from parts that were already destined for the trash, $100 is all that.
Tell me that this isn't great. That this loadout isn't great. He did all this crazy stuff. That's his build cost. $100 for this whole loadout. That's insane, man. That's what that should go to show what like handy like craftsmanship work can do. Like that's ridiculous.
Spent along with many hours sewing and refining. You can think of this as a piece of functional airsoft art.
No.
At the third spot, we have something that'll itch the Russian loadout cravings you might have. This is Rust 4K's FSB kit.
I like this kit.
This
I really did.
Is how a $3,000 loadout looks like. And the equipment list
No, it
doesn't
looks
have
really
to be
good.
that long to make sense of that price. Inspired by early 2000s FSB kits, which is something that Rust 4K has been collecting for a few years now, the early Chattin helmet, I'm pretty sure I'm saying that wrong, so I'm just going to put the name on the screen right now.
Yeah, I see that. Altlin. Atlin. I don't know how to pronounce this. I should have just looked up something to pronounce it, like Google Translate. Um, Altyen? Altyen? I cannot say this at all. This totally screws me up. And whenever I see any like legitimate Russian kits, I just immediately think expensive. This shit is expensive.
Has always looked sick to this enthusiast, along with the terracotta rain suit that we've.
I wish I was good at stuff. Dude, there are people that put together these loadouts for the first time ever, and they make gold. So I'm sure you could make something really good if you sit down for a little bit and just think about it. Like, you just think about something completely different that would totally change up how people look at you on the field. You'll come up with some awesome stuff. I'm sure you would.
In one video game or another. Something like this reminds me again that I need a gas blowback AKS-74U like the GHK one that we can see here in Rust 4's leather gloves. This may be one of the shortest entries that we've ever had on this series, but that's literally the entire parts list. But this was very well liked in the submission pools and by the judges that I let run through the submissions. But if you would like to see more Russian kits, then definitely check out Rust 4K on Instagram. Another great submission.
I've seen it comboed with it a bit, Cutie. I've seen it comboed.
That was well loved by the community had to be this war.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, selling is totally over my head. So.
Kit by Rob that has been put together because of the recent rendition of All Quiet on the Western Front. Once he started doing research on the French kits that were shown in the movie, it was all downhill from there, Rob said. Which leads us to the runner-up spot and top spot holders.
That's a good photo.
And this time, I'm going to let you all pick who should claim the top spot, as both of these very artistic enthusiasts.
Honestly, I should have made this the thumbnail, I think. Now thinking about it, because like he would have been in the far left third, and then the text would have been on the right. You know, that actually could have been a really good alternate thumbnail.
Enthusiasts have been featured several
Airsoft
times
Kid, how you doing?
before. So let's go ahead and kick it off. Introducing
Call Sign Joker, thank you very much for that. I'm gonna check that out, and like I said, tomorrow. Wait, fuck. I go to mission tomorrow. They might still be open by the time I'm done at mission. So I will call them in the morning and figure out what happened. But I'll probably have to go back there anyway. I'll figure out what happened. There.
once again.
I'm watching Hacksaw Ridge. I just got my Netflix account again. So there's a lot of movies that I have to watch. I've been wanting to watch Narcos, though.
Carlos of Cow Productions and Ludwig of Real Fake Guns. These are a part of two completely different genres altogether, so the comments should be pretty divided.
Okay, for this last chunk, I want you guys to watch Carlos here. We're going to go over Carlos, and then we're going to take a look at Ludwig's. And judges, this is number 2. Ludwig's is next. I want you guys to let me know who you prefer for the top spot. Is it Carlos or Ludwig? So definitely let me know in the chat.
Starting up with Carlos, he set up to represent a French infantryman during the Great War, specifically from mid-1916. There's a whole lot of individual pieces that go into this kit, each with fancy-sounding French names. But for the sake of brevity, it consists of an M1915 uniform, M1950 Adrian's helmet, M1916 boots, standard assortment of accoutrements, and a custom-built VSR-10 based 1886 Labelle.
Altogether, honestly, Carlos is a handsome man with this collection on. With this whole loadout on, that's a handsome man.
This builder is well versed in making his own replicas from scratch, so something like a one-off
Speak to me, Josh. We've been watching the whole top 10.
Just comes with the territory. It's to be expected. I've been enamored by this kit ever since seeing it in color. Everything from the cut, the fit, and the shade just screams of a bygone age, when form was at equal footing with function in designing martial uniforms, said Carlos. Building it was a slow process of saving up and buying pieces from different places, making some items myself, like the machete pouch, content.
I'm not sure, Airsoft123 Kid. Congratulations on the subscriber goal, by the way. I'm not sure. They're always having all sorts of different events. So I would say check out their Facebook or their Instagram if you're looking for events that they're putting on. I'm not sure when I'll be back. I would love to go back. Battle Hack is awesome, though.
Tents and rifle, all the while researching on how they were put on, as well as reading into the history of World War I in general. In the pics shown, I've spent almost $2,000 already, but I also have alternate loadouts of the same era that pushes it a little over that amount, with unobtainium items that I've had no choice but to make myself. It's that urge to go beyond and make items from hand by thread and needle, and even to metal work, for an accurate replica that gets you to the top of this list. And I'm sure a lot of people out there love any kind of expansion into the First World War.
Someone was saying here, what was it? Kyori said, that being a VSR 10 is crazy. One thing, because Carlos has been in several of our countdowns already, like numerous countdowns. If Carlos cannot find it already replicated, or if it's replicated really terribly, he'll just make it. Like, this is nothing. He's done this several times before. This is the guy who made his own China Lake. He's done what else did he do? I think he made, I know he's made a whole bunch of different stuff. I know he made a Lee Enfield, I think, out of a spring shotgun. So this guy's done a lot of crazy one-off guns. So this being a VSR 10, I'm not even surprised, dude. I'd expect this kind of crazy stuff from him.
I'm not sure if we can make a countdown episode out of it, but maybe one day. However, we're at our very last loadout, and it's real fake guns once again. The builder people have said shouldn't be allowed to even claim spots anymore. However, bring in the cyberpunk gang.
Okay, so Carlos or real fake guns? Who deserves the top spot? Let me know. After you watch this chunk and you hear about all of his gear, let me know who do you think deserves the top spot.
Or as Ludwig puts it, a mix of Fallout Raider gang vibes, cyberpunk and apocalypse. Kuberpunkalypse.
Refresh, Elite Raptor.
Used in conjunction with a completely functional arcade cabinet, projectors, and lights at Blood's Band, a 3-day sandbox event with 600 people in Sweden. They played the role of illicit substance dealers, if you know what I mean. Real Fake Guns, as he normally does for all of his kits and replicas, made several parts from scratch, like the airsoft safe light-up glasses, and several parts for his Turbo Stomper sneakers that light up with custom 3D printed armor designs that pay homage to Back to the Future 2. On Ludwig's face, we see fake piercings, grills, and other thrift store bling. On the torso, he's rocking a custom-studded, painted, and lightly armored shoulder-padded leather jacket. And we have a World War II Swedish undershirt painted up with inspiration from Tupac's tattoos. Wow, okay.
I think one of the biggest reasons why Ludwig always ends up at the top whenever he submits is for the amount of stuff he does himself that he has to create, sew, mold, cut, Dremel. Like, this guy goes way above and beyond what most people would even think about doing. So, again, I'm never shocked whenever he makes it to the top spot.
Below, he's rocking some normal cargo pants and a custom Swedish World War II leather holster with 3D printed cyberpunk extensions to fit his custom-made futuristic M1911 with a flame tracer adapter. The cost was low for all of this at around $200 to $300 due to thrift store finds and recycling. But that's just for one of these loadouts. The photos with
I would go with an AK.
Show that they had a ball.
This is the other part. It's like, would you could you count the arcade cabinet as an extension of the loadout? Because holy crap, he went this far and made his own arcade cabinet.
Running these kits. And again, they made their own arcade cabinet just for this game. There's not many loadouts that go this far, but there's always next episode to see more enthusiasts break the mold of what Airsoft has to offer. But again, let me know what your favorite loadout was in the comments down below and who really deserved the top spot. I think next time I'll focus more on milsim and reenactor kits. But again,
he looks like those two guys from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I was thinking the same thing. I was really thinking the same thing.
Let me know what you want to see in the comments down below. I would suggest following us on Facebook or Instagram to know when we're looking for submissions for the next episode.
I like that.
Or you can come and say hi to me at High Ground Airsoft Summer Palooza.
That's how old this video is. I had this done for a while, but YouTube would not let me get monetization on this thing. So I kept holding it back and holding it back. Dude, this was supposed to get posted on like the 31st.
Event on June 1st in Houston, Texas. Or at Airsoft Nation at SC Village on June 15th.
However, you can meet me at SC Village June 15th. I leave next Friday. I cannot wait for Airsoft Nation. That's going to be an amazing event.
Tickets are on sale right now at evic.com, and both of these events
so underrated. This loadout is so underrated. I bet this guy is comfy as fuck.
Events are guaranteed to be awesome, along with the new E&L E Platinum AKs that I really, really am enjoying. But until that next video drops from the city of San Antonio, Texas, this has been Scott Hollenbeck, and I will be sure to see you all next time.
Jesus Christ. One of my buddies at work has an original World War II Harley from the Army. Asked him how much would he sell it for, and he told me, if you can give me $150,000, it's yours. Holy crap, dude. There's probably someone out there looking for that. There definitely has got to be somebody out there who has that kind of, like, money that could just throw it at that. So that's it for the top 10. Some of the behind-the-scenes footage for the AA12 video I've got going on. I'm just going to mute this for a second. Also, real quick, thank you to all the USAirsoft channel members on the USAirsoft channel. I always want to thank like a chunk of them in every video. So I always make sure to put these guys at the end of the video. Just give them a little thank you. A little thank you. So, yeah, I've got this AA12 video coming out, hopefully in about a month, that will have so much other footage from all sorts of different events. I've been very busy. However, yeah, I've been having such a huge problem getting content on, hello? Okay, I've been having such a hard time getting content up because that video, like I said, I had that done on like the 31st, and the issue is YouTube just incorporated some new rules. And I wouldn't want to play his video because I know a lot of people know how I feel about reacting to a lot of other people's content. I don't think it's right. However, Print Shoot Repeat PSR, he made a video about an update to it, and I read through it myself too. And YouTube right now is making on right now over the Uvalde shooting, and I'm not going to really go into that too much. For the people who know what the Uvalde shooting like what happened, and you know, the people who don't know, go ahead and look it up. I just don't want to go over it because I don't want to get something wrong, and I don't want to be disrespectful to that. So apparently a few families of some of the children who were involved in it are suing Call of Duty, Instagram, like YouTube in general, I believe. Maybe not YouTube. I believe they're suing Instagram, Call of Duty, and a couple other things. And YouTube is puckering up like they normally do whenever something like this happens, and there's a possibility that they could lose commercial ad placements. They could lose a lot of money. So to appease anybody that is looking to possibly blame YouTube for anything, let's say, I don't know this. This is me just putting this out there. I do not know this. Let's say the shooter was subscribed to a bunch of airsoft or gun tubers in general, like anything firearms related. They technically could try to blame the YouTubers or the platform in general. So right now, YouTube is implementing stuff like, what is it? Age restrictions on content that features full auto, large capacity magazines, which consist of things over 30 rounds. Why Call of Duty? Because I believe the shooter was really into Call of Duty. Video games causes violence. That stupid argument that's been going on forever. So it's anything that features full auto content, magazines, large capacity magazines, which is like considered anything over 30 rounds, homemade attachments, homemade gun parts in general, so 3D printed receivers and stuff of that like. I know there's a few other little things. The only problem is YouTube, for the most part, as I've talked to representatives and as I've faced it while getting my own videos put on YouTube and battling them out back and forth, YouTube considers airsoft to be real firearms. Back and forth. They decide whenever they do count as real firearms and when they do not count as real firearms. So at the moment, I can't tell if we're also being targeted by that rule change. If we are, dude, it's going to be difficult for us. It's going to be really difficult for us. So if airsoft counts in this new rule change, and if they were to follow their own rules, then that would mean any content that features full auto guns, pretty much everything in airsoft is full auto, that is shooting full auto could get hit. Anything that shows attachments could get hit. Anything that features anything higher than a 30 round magazine, which is damn near everything besides gas blowbacks, could get hit. You could see why it causes a little bit of paranoia. This video, the loadouts video, I uploaded it like 7 times. Every day, like 2 times if I could. And every single time did it get hit for demonetization. I got only given 2 different reasons on 2 of those videos. It was generally illegal weapon modifications. And then I got in a support line and I got told that too. Illegal weapon modifications. And whenever I say, where are the illegal weapon modifications? I basically get told, well, I mean, you need to take a look at the YouTube policy because it'll tell you what you're doing wrong in there anyway. So I'm not getting anywhere with that. I am not getting anywhere with that. And I understand that these videos are most of the time being looked over by people that do not understand firearms, airsoft, paintball even. They just look at it and it looks gun-shaped and it scares the crap out of them and they don't want to get in trouble, so they just hit it for whatever and then move on to the next video. They're not trying to figure it out if it's airsoft, if it's paintball, if it's like a 3D printed non-functioning gun, it just looks like it. That's not what they're focused on. So I can understand where they're coming from, but it still sucks ass. And I don't know how to get around it. Demonetization does a lot more than just making it where I make no money. Because even if this video, the top 10 airsoft loadouts, if this video blows up to like 100,000 views, I'll probably make like what? $3 maybe? Maybe $3 from that. If it had full monetization, 100,000 views on a 25-minute video like that would probably net me like $260, $340 maybe. That's pretty nice. That's pretty good. So yeah, it's not just that. The money is a good thing. That definitely, I mean, paying my damn bills would be nice. However, whenever a video gets demonetized, there's also no incentive for YouTube to push it to people. What's the point in letting people watch your video if YouTube's not going to make much money off of it, if any money off of it? So YouTube has no incentive to tell people I've uploaded. It doesn't show it to people recommendations a lot of times. And if the video does really good somehow, like somehow it breaks the algorithm and still goes viral, then they'll put their own advertisements on it to make money off the video, but I still can't make much. So that's what happens. I don't make any money, and I don't know when. You need to get into the YouTube monetization like partnership, but there's requirements to that. That's so stupid. I totally understand. The edits on YouTube Shorts with Glock switches. That's the thing, though. Shorts are doing YouTube a lot of favors, and like they're doing really well with Shorts in comparison. So they'll let shit slide as long as it benefits them, like that. They're always going to be against their own rules and conditional on when they actually enforce it and when they do not. So yeah, that's the situation. I mean, fuck. YouTube demonetization. Like I'm always real with you guys as much as I can be. Demonetization has been so hard that I took a hit income wise. How can I explain this? The YouTube income dropped 2/3 in the past like 3 months. So what I would mean by that is like, let's say if I made $3,000 one month, I make $1,000 now. That's what that would mean. That's not accurate to what was happening, but that's like the fraction there. So it's been that staggering because of all the changes and the demonetization and all the other crap that's been going on. See you later, Scott. YouTube is lagging the stream for me. That's normal. Like crazy, but I'll see you on the flip side. Also, your internet connection might be freaking out for some reason or another. That's the world. Elite Raptor, though, thank you very much for tuning in, my man. I appreciate you. Have you shopped at Alpha? It's in Ohio. I got my first airsoft guns there. I have not, my man. I don't make any money. What's your favorite airsoft store? Well, Evic has everything. That's why I work for them. So, yeah, Evic is pretty much the main place I go to for everything I need. So yeah, that's kind of the explanation over YouTube's new rule changes that will supposedly really wreck airsoft. Also, like one thing you also gotta keep in mind, but this creator's doing really well right now in views, and this guy's blowing up right now, and this guy. I have noticed something, and I've heard this talked about by other really big YouTubers, and I really wanted to see evidence myself. But YouTube, a lot of times when a newer YouTuber is doing really well, is starting to get some views and some interest, they'll push them more and more. They're an upcoming star. They'll start pulling in a lot of subscribers, a lot of views, no matter what they upload. Like anything they upload gets pushed like real hard. Then eventually YouTube will catch on to you and be like, okay, that's enough. All right, let's put you back down a little bit. We'll put you on a more stable path like everybody else. A lot of people go through that. Some YouTubers in general are just really lucky with that. Sometimes they'll stay on the algorithm for a really long period of time. But then when it hits them, whenever YouTube hits them, it hits like a ton of bricks. I've had that happen to me a couple times before. I mean, I've been on YouTube for 10 years. So a few months straight, the channel will just be fucking zooming way up the algorithm, right? And I could fart and put that in a video, and the video just blows up. And then after that, I'll put out some content that I think is like amazing, and it fucking flatlines no matter what. So there are these swings that certain channels can get on, and pretty much every competent YouTuber will get on that swing once in a while. But then whenever you're off that swing, shit, that hurts. Are you on Rumble? I am not, Douglas. I've had a couple people tell me I should go on Rumble, but I just don't know. Like, it wouldn't hurt. I don't think it would hurt, to be on Rumble. But like, I don't want to be locked in like the echo chamber. And like everyone I've seen who goes over to Rumble, they don't benefit too much of it. Even if they do make some views, it's not like it matters almost, It's kind of like if you make 1 million views on TikTok, so what? So, I don't know. I don't want to be too dismissive about it. I've been told I should get on Rumble. But, like, who's going to Rumble? Like, who here in the chat goes to Rumble every day? I don't know about it. Hey, Scott, my AEG rifle is not shooting as far already. Clean the barrel, and that didn't work. What should I do? maybe you need to check your bucking. Your hop up might have some problems. It probably just maybe rolled a bucking or tore the bucking. It just needs to be swapped out. Yeah, the barrel is just one thing. Then you got the hop up. Then you have the bucking itself. If it's none of those, maybe your piston, your nozzle, sorry, is chipped in some way. So yeah. Hey, while you're talking YouTube stuff, do you got any tips for making airsoft gameplay videos on YouTube? Yeah, I have a lot. I can share you a bunch of ideas. The hell is Rumble? Coco Willow. So exactly. I've never even heard of Rumble. Call sign Joker. So yeah, it's like that. Either people don't care, don't know, or purposely ignore Rumble. Rumble is nothing in comparison. I know a lot of people told me get on it, but like even the big people on Rumble, I don't even know who the big people are. I know Kai Cenat. I don't even care about Twitch. You know, I know I can't remember his name, but the guy who would do that on TikTok. I recognize him when I see him. I don't give a shit about TikTok. Who the hell is on Rumble? You know, I can't think of any besides like people who are on one way or another when it comes to politics. Again, I'm not really against the idea. I'm sure I could benefit off in some way of uploading there. I just don't know if it's worth the time. I've never heard of Rumble. What is it? I rarely use Rumble, but they are a backstage when channels get struck. Well, yeah, a backup when they get struck. Yeah, I understand. I get that part too. When it comes to gameplay videos, you got to think. So here, I'll show you something. I will definitely show you something. So I try to make this a point whenever I talk to a lot of people when it comes to YouTube in general. So I'm going to show you a little history about airsoft gameplay. Okay? You always want to do something that no one else is doing, so you have to give people a reason to watch you. If you're doing the exact same thing that another guy who's very successful at it is doing, why should I go watch you? So if you want to focus on not just gameplay, if you want to like make a thing out of making any kind of YouTube video in general, you got to make something that is special to you and fill a demand that's out there. So when Scout the Doggy was like in his prime, you know, anything he uploaded got hundreds of thousands of views. It was this shit. I consider Scout the Doggy one of the main reasons why it was cool to make airsoft content. So like forever ago, and still to this day, like you would type in World War II airsoft, he would pop up. You would type in airsoft G36, he would pop up. You would see any gun you wanted to see being used in an airsoft event or gameplay. And not that many people were doing that because Scout the Doggy was going out there third person wise. He was filming individual people and focusing on this guy using an average SSX 303, or this guy using a G3, or this guy using STG, and so on and so forth. This guy using an MP40. So you would see all these unique guns being used against each other. And no one was making this kind of content at all. More people started jumping on it. People tweaked it. People did different things. Flash forward a couple years. Here's one of my other big influences. We go to Milsim Junkie, okay? I found Milsim Junkie right when I was going to start too, and he was like the American version of Scout the Doggy, but he was doing it in CQB, which there wasn't too much CQB footage during this time. So you would get everything that you got from Scout the Doggy, but now in a CQB environment and in the United States, which, of course, like a lot of people were interested in that kind of stuff. So, and then of course, like R1S was just a cool dude to like hear talk and just hang out with. AI thumbnails are pushed by YouTube at the moment. Yes, they are. Yes. They definitely are. Here's the reason why I got an airsoft. Okay, that's great. I thought that Rumble was a dating app. Okay, next. Now, I want to show... I can't spell his name very well. Crap, I cannot spell his name. Bodjups. Yeah, I'm spelling this terribly. Bodjups would do what Novrich was doing before Novrich was doing it. But Bodjups, and I can't even find him. There you are. Bodjups. So Bodjups was doing scope cam footage before anybody, you know? And a lot of people learned from him. So whenever Novrich also tried doing this, he really, like, Bodjups kind of paid attention to it, but he didn't care too much if his content blew up, from what I remember. If it did, it did. If it didn't, it didn't. He didn't care too much. Novrich did, and he became #1 in the world because he was showing the scope cam footage with, you could see where the BB was going, and the reactions were good. So what I'm trying to get to the point is, you got to do something that no one else is doing a lot of times, or do it so well and in such a different manner that gets people's attention. You could do what a lot of other people have already done before, but you do it in such a way that gains a lot of people interest. Now, some people will do almost a copy and paste of other channels, and then, like I was saying earlier, YouTube just might pick you up and push you no matter what. And then it'll calm down a bit, and you'll get treated like everybody else after a certain point. And then you got to start getting creative on your content. There's always kind of like a different flavor of the month. A lot of time with YouTube, people there's definitely YouTubers that some people don't understand. Like, not in Airsoft. I mean Airsoft and everything, and all of YouTube. There are some people that just blow up on YouTube and no one understands why. They just do. And it might not be because of personality or their editing or exactly what they do. It seems like YouTube wants them to do very well. And that just sort of happens sometimes. Sometimes it just will not make any sense. Right now, also, YouTube is really pushing long form content. 22 minutes and more, because then you watch for a long period of time and you're stuck on YouTube watching this content. Or shorts. And I don't mean like just 2 minutes and sub 2-minute videos. I mean actual shorts videos. They are pushing shorts to compete with TikTok, and they're pushing really long form content because it keeps people on YouTube for longer periods of time. I like long form content. I like producing long form content. So that's fine with me. But I am not getting the algorithm on my end at all to help me out. But I like producing long-form content. It's what I enjoy a lot of times. I don't see many people complaining about me making long-form content, so that's also kind of a plus. Why I'm quitting YouTube titles always get a lot of views. I like those whenever they're legitimate. I know a lot of people post why I'm quitting this and why I'm quitting YouTube, but it's just clickbait and malicious clickbait almost. They're just trying to get the views. I make a lot of shorts and edits. If you're on the shorts game and you're spamming that, it's a sure way of getting a channel up there pretty quickly. We've seen a lot of YouTube channels, not just in Airsoft, but across the whole thing. People even just steal footage and just upload that as a shorts video, and they get 1 million subscribers. It's almost effortless. You can make it effortless, to get really big on a channel through just short spamming. Now, getting the people who watch your shorts to then switch over to your long form content, that's the tricky part. You can make 1 million views in a shorts video, but it doesn't mean you're going to make even 10,000 views in a video, a normal long form content. So trying to get that to transition over, that gets annoying. It's annoying. Yeah, it's annoying, but it's what YouTube wants. It doesn't matter what you want. It matters. It matters what YouTube cares about. You got to play the algorithm if you absolutely want those numbers. For me, I don't like to spam shit, if I want to make the video, I'll make the video. It doesn't matter a lot of times if it's the algorithm. If it's this is what the algorithm wants. The algorithm wants me to push a bunch of shorts videos, but I don't want to, so I won't. I'll make a short video if I want to. If I think it'll be funny, if it's good. I know that I could have... I've shot myself so many times in the foot on YouTube, and I will continue to do so. And I'm very proud that I will do so, because I've been told several times that my channel would be so much bigger if I just only did countdown videos. If I just became... Now, this is going to be a flashback. If I had a friend a long time ago tell me, you should be the Danger Dolan of Airsoft, and you will guarantee 1 million subscribers. And I didn't want to. I wanted to do variety content. I wanted to do reviews, gameplays, countdowns, discussions, news, anything I wanted to. If I want to make an unboxing video and no one watches it, but I had fun, fuck it. I want to do it. That's just how it is. I sure as hell will complain whenever it's obvious that I'm not being treated fairly. And I've done that several times before. Some people don't like hearing about it. It's my channel, though, so fuck you if you don't like it. So that's just kind of how I always treat my channel. As long as I'm not hurting anyone, I'm not being malicious with my content, then I kind of don't care a lot of times. I only care whenever it's obvious that like YouTube is doing a lot to make sure you go nowhere. And yeah, that's just kind of like what grinds my gears. YouTube is money hungry, of course. I mean, they're a large company. I mean, it would be pretty stupid for them not to be. I generally watch live streams the most. Douglas, I appreciate that. The one thing I just don't understand is like, you would think that YouTube would like live streams, especially on large channels, because then a lot of people are glued to YouTube on their platform, and they'll probably go watch other stuff. But as we've seen, whenever I did live streams on the USAirsoft channel, that was not very true for me. And whenever I talked to other large YouTubers, they were confused as to why I'm doing live streams on my main channel. Like, they were like concerned, like, don't do that, man. You got to stop doing live streams on your main channel. That's not a good thing. I make my own airsoft shorts, and they get way more views for my long form. Exactly, because that's what YouTube wants to push. YouTube does not give a shit about your 1 minute to 19-minute videos. They give a shit about the 1 minute sub 1 minute shorts videos and the 22-minute plus long videos. They like that more. They like that the most because they're trying to compete with TikTok, and they're trying to keep people on their platform as long as possible. That's why a lot of commentary videos, a lot of infographic, like long form history videos do well. The gamers from like watch Wavy Web Surf, the gamers from Mars. There's a lot of commentary channels. They're making like hour-long videos, and they're making more of those hour-long videos. Why do you think they're making more and more hour-long videos lately? Because it's just what YouTube wants to push. And if it's obvious that they're pushing that, they're gonna make more of that content. And it's almost kind of like a win-win for everybody. I like long-form content. I know that's not everybody's deal, but the longer you can keep people watching your video, the more you get paid. Like, substantially more you get paid. It keeps people on YouTube, which is good for YouTube. You get paid a whole lot more, which is good for you. Kind of one of the big problems, though, is those kind of videos take forever to make. You can't, like, a countdown for me, like the one that we just saw, the top 10, that takes like 4 or 5 days to put together if everyone sends me their information correctly. A lot of times that does not work. I got lucky in this last countdown. Everybody sent me their information on day one. So, yeah. That'll take me about a week. A gameplay video, like the 1v1 video that I did with Turkey Tom, that took like a week and a half, and I was rushing that quickly because it's just some last-minute scheduling problems. I rushed that video. That normally would take me like 2 weeks to put together like that. But it came out great. Now, if I had to make that 1v1 video with that amount of edits, because I'm a one-man band, I film it, narrate it, edit it, I do everything. If I had to make that 1v1 video an hour and 40 minutes long, you probably wouldn't see that video for about a month and a half. Whatever happened to the TikTok getting banned in the United States? I think that actually passed, but they have 2 years to deal with that. I wish I had to film, I wish I had it in film, but I was just fixing my knee pad and I shot myself. Bummer. Let's see. Shorts. I make a lot of shorts. Okay, yeah. But yeah, I do see the AI thumbnail game doing well, because especially even if you suck at making your own thumbnails, which I still don't think I'm very good at making thumbnails. I'm looking to hire someone to do my thumbnails. But yeah, AI, even if you're terrible at making thumbnails, you can just get the AI generator to make your thumbnails. And after like a few renders, you probably get one that looks really good. And just put that shit on YouTube. Fuck it. So, yep, that's kind of like how YouTube is. And I never have any problems with answering any of these questions. If you guys ever have any questions about YouTube and how certain things go, why certain content fails, just ask me. I have no problem with that. If you ever want me to take a look at a YouTube channel and ask why this channel isn't doing so well, or why this channel is doing so well, or whatever, like how I've always been saying, just ask. I have no problem with that. I think my problem, for the most part, is I've been told this, that I really need to start using clickbait. But, like, I have a hard time doing it. I really judge myself way too hard. Ask AI to edit your videos. Okay, in that sense, I think we're gonna have just like a YouTube poop being made. Even for airsoft videos, if you have any questions about airsoft content, just feel free to ask. I have no problem with that. We've checked out channels before. We've given ratings and we've reviewed airsoft channels. I have no problem with that. I'll probably be streaming for another 30 minutes here, and then we'll call it quits for tonight. But I guess for a second now, I'm gonna go ahead and jump on over to Evic and just see if I can find anything, if there's anything new. Huh, I can actually see the SeaWorld fireworks from all the way over here. I could hear them in the background, so I can see the very tippy top of the fireworks from my place. I want this to go. I want this so bad. A Type 100 for airsoft. That is so cool. Let's see what else. I also want to get one of these automated magazine speed loaders. Let's see what else. Is that TM Picatinny rail handguard for ASVAL? I don't have one of those. There's a lot of new Raptor stuff. Is that the... Oh, cool. They actually have a bunch of these. I might pick up a set of these ENL T191 magazines. Oh, what else? They got some new stuff, mostly parts and some monk stuff. But that's about it. Yeah, it's all mostly small stuff. So, yeah. Let's see. Can you review mine? I'm still new and making content. Any advice would be great. Okay. Let me highlight your name. Let me Control C. Okay. Let me see if I can find you. Okay. 30 subscribers. Okay. First thing I would say, now remember, I'm not trying to be an ass here. I'm not trying to be rude here. Am I still in Big Scott mode? Yes, I am. Okay, so I'm not trying to be rude whenever I'm doing these reviews of other guys. So, hey Scott, how's the AAP 01 stream? We're doing an AAP 01 stream. Well, I mean, the amount of AAP 01s we've shown. But I was thinking of just doing some CQB gameplay with some simple edits, because all the fast CQB videos I've been seeing have way too obnoxious edits to me. I can understand that. Now, I'm going to look up your channel on not just my laptop, but I'm also going to try to look you up on my phone, and I will tell you what I think. First problem, and remember, I'm not trying to sound like a jerk here. I can't find you very easily. I have to really try to look up your name. That is not a good thing. Because there's probably some meaning behind the name here that's going way over my head. But if I have to type in your name very specifically, people will not do that. Excuse me. People will not do that. If it was just, I'm just guessing here. If it was just Big Bird Joe, spelt out normally, then that would be much easier, because anybody can type that in. So you got to make it easy. No one else has a name like this, in our scene, and is easy to find. I can't think of anybody has that kind of an intricate name. Also, my kitty wants to come on screen. So the other part I wanted to point out here. Your thumbnails are really hard to read. So, like, you gotta think, can I see it and read it on my phone? Because most people are going to be on their mobile. I have to really, like, put my phone up to my damn face with glasses to read your text. Airsoft Cheater accused us, and they got banned for starting a fight. I can barely read the text on the left side of that. I can barely read this. So you might want to start looking at other people's thumbnails. And thank you very much for subscribing. So I would say look at a few other people's thumbnails and take some inspiration from that. You want it to be very easy to read. Now that's before we even look at any of the content. So, Kitty. We stand Kitty. Should I change my name? And if so, to what? Speak to me, Josh. Your name is actually pretty easy to read. Give me Kitty. Kitty. And you better not toot. Every time Leslie is on camera, she toots. No, don't eat my microphone. No, eat my headphones. Don't eat those. But speak to me, Josh. Yeah, you look good. Speak to me, Josh. Can you check out mine? Yeah, I can definitely check out yours too. But let me go ahead and actually try to watch some content here. Stop eating my headphones. Stop it. Okay. So let me go ahead and watch this first one. Another thing I would say is I have a habit of doing this too. The title is really long. Try to make it more concise. What's being shown here. And then, but just try to make it a little poppy without being like overly clickbaity, of course. But let me actually see if I can watch this. I love her. We love Leslie. Kitty. Someone actually bought you kitty food not too long ago. And we thank people who do that. Stop biting my headphones. Okay. There you go. Ow, stop biting. Why are you biting? It's always so hard to get good gameplay footage when the arena is dark.
There's already two guys right there. Riot shield.
I see that you're using subtitles. That's always good. Kind of the meta for a lot of channels was when it came to using subtitles. You want to make them bouncy and like fun to see. Like if you see Mr. Beast or any of like the old Call of Duty trolling videos, they made like the text and the subtitles like fun to look at almost. You know, they had a lot of animation to them. And that's a lot of stuff that you learn as you learn how to use your editor and just try to use it to do other things. Leslie, look at them. Look at the people. Look at them. You look at them. Okay, no. Sorry, I had to load up all my airsoft stuff for tomorrow's Scout. Not a problem at all. So I would say when it came to the channel like appearance, the name, you need a banner too. It would look a lot nicer, and your thumbnails. They'll always stop chewing on my headphones. Stop chewing on my headphones. I am dealing with kitty problems. Ow. Why are you so bitey? Stop being bitey. Leslie is Pog. So cute. But yeah, I guess we'll keep watching here. I do like that you're zooming in to show where your BBs are going. That's always good. A neat little editing tip I will give you, because we pretty much all the gameplay YouTubers do this, including myself. It's what I call trimming the fat. So there's a lot of you just standing around waiting for like someone to get for you to hit somebody or somebody that you're expecting to come around the corner. If you can trim out chunks where there's nothing going on, where you're just standing around. You want down? How'd you get yourself stuck here? Okay. Now, if you can trim out chunks where you're just doing nothing and just get to like whenever something actually is about to happen, that will keep a lot of people's attention too. So it's not just like, bang, I shot a guy. You could have cut out those few seconds of just nothing happening. So, just an idea. Yeah, because I don't think anything really happened there.
One went to the right with one still on the left window.
COD hit markers have been used a lot, so it's always nice to see when people make their own hit markers almost. It shows a little bit of extra originality. The less and less stuff that you can use from other people, games, videos. Like, in a magic world, for me, I would not be using anyone else's music. Like, I use a lot of Gran Turismo, a lot of PlayStation 2 video game music. I just, as long as it's safe, it's copyright free. However, in a dream world, I would like if all my music was made just for me. The more original you can be, always the better. Always better. So, COD style hit markers are nice, and if you can animate them and get some made for you or commissioned for you and get them green screen and then chroma key them in, that always that's an extra little touch. And sometimes people, excuse me, people will recognize your hit marker style or your animations, and it'll become like a very popular thing that people recognize from your channel. Think about it when Level Cap Gaming was doing the Battlefield style. When Level Cap was doing the Battlefield style hit markers and the notifications whenever you got a kill, people recognized those from Level Cap sometimes more than they did from Battlefield. That was ridiculous.
Hey.
Another thing I would say is I see that you're going back and forth between other people's perspectives. That's good. If you can incorporate more cameras, if you ever get a chance to use more cameras, kind of like how I have the reverse camera, the head camera, and the scope camera, it gives a lot more dynamic stuff that you can look at, and it always keeps something changing. It doesn't have to be hyper edited. It doesn't have to be like Skibidi Toilet kind of editing. It doesn't need to be that extreme, but it makes it where something's always happening, you know? You don't have 20 seconds of nothing changing and stuff like that. That's why, again, I talk about trimming the fat out of gameplay videos. And I guess narration, if you can try to practice on how well you can talk, it always explains stuff, because a lot of times people don't know what you're doing, what your goal is, what is happening at that moment. So that kind of stuff.
Fucking shit.
Okay, Big Bird, I think that's what your name is. Is there a Big Bird or Big Brad? I'm sorry if I'm getting that wrong. That goes to show that you might need to get a name change. Yeah, if you're doing hit markers, that's great. Think about how you can make your own, like something that is totally original for your channel itself. It always looks really good to people who know nothing about your channel.
I'm not using my pistol.
An idea I would say is I see you using this like blood splatter to show that you're hit. Maybe try to fade it in or more. Like, let me try to show you something. Let me do an edit here, just a quick little edit, just to show you something that I've been working with. Let me go ahead and launch Vegas, if it'll launch. Sometimes it just acts like an asshole here. Hey, if you're doing video reviews, I don't do airsoft content, but I make some funny shit posts if that's okay. Maybe we could take a look at that. I'll show you guys how to make a certain edit here. Sometimes my Vegas acts like an asshole, so I have to go into Task Manager and close it out. Yeah, they're not launching. End. Okay. Also, if you guys want to see a specific edit that I make, feel free to ask, and I'll try to show you how I do it. It's gonna be a little difficult for people to follow if they don't have Sony Vegas or something that has the capabilities of like Adobe Premiere or something like that. But if you have a capable editor, then you could do all sorts of different things. I'm just gonna go a little basic here. We'll use. Let me grab some random video clip. I'll go to the Turkey Tom 1v1. Hey, baby. I'm sorry, but you can't be on live stream right now. I am making a little edit, and you'll probably shut down my computer or something. Leslie likes to be on my laptop because it's warm. Leslie, say hi to the chat. Meow. 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 No. Okay. You have to go down here. Give me 1 second. And I'll show you guys how to do something here. No, baby. My cat just really wants to. Ow! She's climbing up my leg. Ow! Fucker! Get down. Sorry for this. Okay. Ow! DaVinci Resolve is always really good. Kill count can be cool. Kill count can be good. Sometimes though, you might clutter the screen though. Think of like some video games that have really crazy UIs. Been listening, you all. Have great rest of the stream. 3:40 a.m. Now sleeping, calling a night. Good night, Allison Kerr. And again, thank you very much for your donut earlier. I very much appreciate you, my man. Okay. Very much appreciate you, my man. Let me take just a random screenshot that I grabbed, right? Now, I'm going to show you guys, let's say how I get hit, right? Let's go grab one of my hit markers. So I have a whole lot of different stuff here. So let me go to hit markers. And I'm going to use... So this is one I've made. So I made this with like a bunch of different graphics. So this is frame by frame. It just pops up and then splits and fades away. So this is a green screen piece that I will use my chroma key for, and I will get rid of the background. And so what this looks like now, that's it. And this is, we're not going to do audio. So that's what it looks like. So what I'll do is, let's say, I know this is me, but let's say this is somebody else, right? And I want to show that I hit him in the head, right? Let me unlock this. So I got a headshot, right? Let's just say I got a headshot on this player. So that's just how it is. So I got a headshot. Now, obviously, this is a still shot. So Leslie's trying to get up there. I use cap cut. Yeah, I know, and I know it's different. It's said in different ways on different animations. Little baby, you're gonna turn off my laptop. Okay, so I'm gonna just keyframe this differently. So I'm actually gonna make that go by much faster. What are you doing? She is just biting my hands. Okay, so I don't want it to go that slow, but I'm trying to show that, like, obviously I'm not going to be running that slow. I'm not going to be... Stop. So let me go ahead and go to this last frame, and I'll make myself go past. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to like mimic running. All right. Okay, I'm so happy, Scott. I want to say thank you for putting me in one of your videos. Call sign special, not a problem, man. So this kitty is a little too hyper right now, and I hate to say it, but she's starting to get a little annoying here. Okay, so now what I want to do is follow this player. So sometimes this can get a little annoying. Okay. This can sometimes get a little annoying. So it's just keyframing stuff. It looks a little nicer. Once you learn how to keyframe and whenever you learn how to keyframe and use chroma key effects, you can take this to the moon. Now, one thing I'd like to do that I'm testing more and more. Let's leave this alone. Okay, so now we're back to a single stationary frame. Now, let's say Ken. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second, guys. My kitty is way too needy, and she just keeps on biting the shit out of me. Leslie, we love you, but you need to go for a second. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about that. Okay. No more kitty for now. She is way too needy. All right. Okay. So we're just gonna go with this frame again. Now, let's say I get hit, right? Let's say that this frame is my perspective, and me here, he shot me, right? So I am dead. One very simple edit that will come across as, yes, I definitely got hit. Let's go ahead and zoom this guy in. Let's do it for let's just do 2 frames. And let's fade this in from the end. Now that looks like ass. Okay, that looks a little better. Let's turn down the opacity. I think it's just too fast. If you add a little bit of grit to this too, it would look pretty good. Because what I like to do is if I can take... Oh, I know what I can do. Let's say I take this, fade this in here. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to... Let's do sepia. So basically, I will take all the color from this and I will turn it to one color only. Let's do dark red. Turn that up. Okay, and now, yeah, that's good. I want that like Kool-Aid look. And let's do defocus. And these are all things you kind of like learn as you use your editor. And you could also, what I like to do too is I look up how certain people do their edits. And I just try to replicate them as well as I can. And if I can't, then I'll just look up how certain edits are done. Okay, so now I've got like this red frame. And of course you would do this to video. You wouldn't be doing this to a still image. Just trying to show an example here. Okay. So what does this look like? too slow. There we go. I just want it to last just enough. Just enough. Yeah, just it would show that you got hit, and what you could do is just let a red screen linger. And this looks so much better when you have it on video. Now, it doesn't have to be just a solid red screen, too. With different animations, different PNG images, you'll make it look so much better than this. This is me just, like, fucking around in, like, Vegas for, like, a couple minutes. This obviously would never go into a video. So that's kind of a shit take on doing it. But there are so many different ways you can make being hit look so much better. Is there too many ghillie loadouts? I wouldn't say ghillie loadouts. They're not really original looking, but they get the job done. It's kind of like a Glock. Like, I see a million standard Glocks that people are like, yo, look at my new Glock. And it looks like a million of the other ones, but it gets the job done, so you can't hate it for that. I'm too lazy and not good at all at editing. If you want to stand out, you gotta get good at editing. Keyframing would make it pulsate. It would totally look way better. Yes, for sure. This better be in the next countdown, or I'm unsubscribing. It's just like garbage editing. Yeah, it would be something that I'd have to dedicate myself to really show more. But yeah, that's kind of it. We'll have Scott's editing class one other day, you know. But that's if anybody really wants me to show them how I do certain edits or not. I don't think, honestly, I don't think a lot of people give a shit about how I edit my videos. So, I'm not the best editor out there. I think I can do pretty okay, but I don't think anybody's trying to take lessons from me. This Glock is mine. Everybody like it. Yeah, but I mean, like, I'll have people just show me, like, a normal all-black Glock and pretend that it's, like, something so different from everything else. And I'm just trying to like be like, yeah, it's definitely cool. Sure is, buddy. So that's kind of it for now. I think I'll see what I want to do for the next live stream. I've got a lot of stuff I got to go through. I'm going to be working on this LCT review coming up next. So that might be done in about a week. I've got the script for the most part finished. I just got to take my RPKA apart. I'm gonna need Scott's editing class. I mean, if you see a specific edit that I've ever done, just ask how I did it, and I'll show you how I did it. I have no problem with that. If you ever see something I've done on a YouTube video and you want to know how I did that, just ask. Oh, I see it. Yeah. I need to take apart the RPK to write the notes on the internals. And then tomorrow at Mission Airsoft, I'm doing performance, like the chronograph, how far it can range, and that kind of stuff. So I think that's pretty much it for tonight. But I definitely want to thank everybody that's been watching. Coyote, Blue, Axolotl, Eventide, Call Sign Special, everybody. DJ, Allison Kerr for the donation, along with Call Sign Joker. Everybody's been freaking cool tonight. There's a few things I gotta do. I gotta definitely get the rest of my airsoft gear together. I gotta clean up my place because we have a party in a couple days. And then I'll be heading on to California for Airsoft Nation and VidCon. Yeah, definitely gonna meet a few YouTubers that I've looked up to for a few years at VidCon. It's gonna be definitely a lot of fun. Thank you for the shout-outs. Never a problem, man. Call Sign Special. I will see you tomorrow as well. But yeah, everybody, thank you all for watching. I appreciate everybody who liked, who commented, the donations, people who are checking out the new countdown video on the USAirsoft channel. But thank you all for watching. Appreciate you all. Good night and or good morning, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everyone.